The crown of Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte's nuptial crown is a storied piece of royal regalia that has traversed centuries, seen disputes, and adorned numerous royal heads. Its journey begins in 1761 when King George III wed Duchess Charlotte of Mecklenburg-Strelitz. As a wedding gift, George III purchased jewels worth £50,000, which were combined with Hanoverian Royal Heirlooms to create a crown for the new queen. The crown itself is a marvel of craftsmanship, designed in the traditional style of English royal crowns. It features a circlet adorned with alternating crosses, patées, and fleurs-de-lis. Two arches rise from the circlet, crowned by an orb and a smaller crown. Notably, the crown is encrusted with an array of brilliant diamonds, some of considerable size. Its most distinctive feature is the four golden rods that curve gently from the junction of the arches, each ending in a large solitaire pendeloque diamond. These dangling diamonds add a striking effect when the crown is worn. Just weeks after their marriage, King George III and Queen Charlotte were crowned at Westminster Abbey. Queen Charlotte wore her new nuptial crown, making it a significant part of the coronation ceremony. The nuptial crown features prominently in portraits of Queen Charlotte, and one such portrait, painted by Joshua Reynolds in 1779, depicts her in her robes of state with the crown displayed prominently on her head. This crown became a symbol of her regal status and was a key part of her public image. In 1795, Queen Charlotte's eldest son, George, Prince of Wales, married Princess Caroline of Brunswick, and it appears that Princess Caroline wore Queen Charlotte's nuptial crown for the ceremony at the Chapel Royal of St. James's Palace. Queen Charlotte, who orchestrated the wedding, ensured that the bride was dressed in an opulent silver tissue gown with a crimson velvet robe and a diamond coronet worth £20,000. The Prince of Wales wore a chocolate-coloured coat richly embroidered with silver. After Queen Charlotte's death in 1818, some of her personal jewels, like the Arcot diamonds, were auctioned off. However, in her will, Queen Charlotte specified that the jewels given to her at her marriage were to remain with the House of Hanover, to be considered heirlooms in the direct line of succession. The Hanoverian crown jewels passed to King George IV in 1818, then to King William IV in 1830, and finally to Queen Victoria in 1837. This transfer of jewels marked the end of the dual monarchy, as the Kingdom of Hanover was inherited by Queen Victoria's uncle, the former Duke of Cumberland. He laid claim to the ancient Hanoverian jewels bequeathed by George I, and the jewels left to Hanover by Queen Caroline. In 1839, Queen Victoria was depicted wearing the nuptial crown at a drawing room at St. James's Palace. Despite a commission being appointed in 1843 to look into the King of Hanover's claims, Queen Victoria continued to wear the Hanoverian crown jewels, incorporating various stones into other pieces of her jewellery, such as her regal circlet and oriental circlet tiara. In 1857, the Commission ruled in favour of the King of Hanover, Queen Victoria's cousin. Reluctantly, Queen Victoria sent the Hanoverian crown jewels to Hanover. A few years later, she commissioned her small diamond crown as a replacement for the nuptial crown. In 1866, the Kingdom of Hanover was annexed by Prussia, and the royal family went into exile in Austria. Fearing confiscation, the Hanoverian crown jewels were buried and later smuggled back to London by a countess who deposited them in the Bank of England. Queen Mary recounted this tale, highlighting the dramatic efforts taken to preserve the jewels. The jewels eventually returned to the Hanoverian royal family in Austria, residing at Scrolls, Cumberland. The nuptial crown reappeared publicly in 1904 when Princess Alexandra of Hanover wore it for her wedding to Grand Duke Frederick Francis IV of Mecklenburg-Strelitz. In 1938, Princess Frederica of Hanover wore the crown at her wedding to Crown Prince Paul of Greece, and post-World War II, the Hanoverian royal family returned to Hanover. The nuptial crown was worn by Princess Ortrud at her wedding to Prince Ernest Augusta of Hanover in 1951, and by Princess Alexandra at her wedding to Prince Wilf Henry of Hanover in 1960. The last public appearance of the nuptial crown was in 1981, worn by Princess Alexandra of Hanover for her wedding to Prince Andreas of Lenningen in Amerbach. The Hanoverian royal family is rumoured to keep heirlooms like the nuptial crown in a bank vault in the UK, possibly explaining why the jewels have not been publicly worn in recent decades. Despite the nuptial crown's absence from public events, it remains a significant symbol of royal heritage. Its next appearance may be at the wedding of Princess Alexandra, the only daughter of the current Prince of Hanover, hinting at the continuing legacy of Queen Charlotte's nuptial crown.